Hello everyone, it's Cassie and welcome back to my channel. So sorry if you can hear my heat on back there. I can't turn it off. It's too cold. We aren't turning it off. Hopefully it's not too loud in the background. Today's video is exciting. I'm going to tier rank every single book that I read in 2021. I hope this goes well because this is the first time I'm ever screen recording my computer for a video and I'm pretty scared, so hopefully this works out. Last night I tried it and it worked. So if you don't know, I read all of the Pretty Little Liars books in 2021, and so I didn't want to put them all on here because I'm gonna make a whole video about that series. So I just put on the first one and then I put on it's like put into two parts. There was like the original first few books that the author wanted to write, and then it got extended. So I'm going to do first half and second half because they are very different in my view. So there's only two when that was like a big portion of what I read this year. I think it's like 18 books or something. So the best tier I put Love, Love, Love. Self-explanatory. I love these books. Next I put I See You because it's good, but it's not like a favorite. I see it for what it is. It's good. I enjoy it. Not Mad is like our average. It's like average. I'm not mad at it, but like it could be better. Then I put Not For Me. Just maybe it's not a bad book, but like not my type of book. And then the lowest one is You're Done. You know, the TikTok sound. You're Done. These are books I don't like. So this is not the order that I read them. Like I said, this is alphabetical, but we'll just do it this way. If there's series, we'll do them all at once or something. We'll put them in order. Ace of Spades. This is actually kind of hard. I loved it. I loved it. We're gonna put in Love. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I'm gonna put this as I See You. I did like vlogs on each of the books in this trilogy, and this is definitely, I don't know. I have very conflicting feelings on this trilogy. Let's do ones that I know. I'm gonna skip the next one. We're gonna do Blackout. This is one of my favorite books that I read this year. The Cousins I really liked by Karen M. McManus. Is it a favorite? Probably not, but I really, really liked it. Dating Plan. I don't know, I guess Not Mad. Final Girl Support Group, Not Mad. It's not the best book, but I liked it still. I still enjoyed it. Okay, let's go back. This is the second book in the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and just purely it made me mad. So I'm gonna put for Not For Me because it made me so mad. So I can't put it in Not Mad. It made me mad. I can't really say why it made me mad because that is a spoiler, but oh, it made me mad. If you've read the books and you want to check out those videos, I'll link them in the description and in the cards. I also have monthly vlogs starting in like June or July, so I'll put the playlist of those in the description box below as well. As Good as Dead, I'm gonna put as Not Mad because I liked it quite a bit actually, but it just didn't really make sense, so I don't know if I can put it in I See You. can't put it in not mad if it made me mad. We'll leave it there. We might switch it. This one, you're done. I hate the initial insult. I don't hate it. I shouldn't say hate, but this was not it for me. Not it. You're done. We don't need to hear about you ever again. Ever. In my dreams, I hold a knife by Ashley Winstead. Love, 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 love. I don't know if this video is gonna go up first or the other one, but this was my favorite book of 2021. Point blank, period. Instructions for dancing. I liked it. I thought it was cute, and this was one of the only books this year that made me cry. I think I cried in 2 books this year, and this was one of them. It was heartbreaking. Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Not mad. Perfectly average book. Not really what I expected it to be, and I think that was like a theme with like everyone that read it. Like, it was good, it was fine, but like they have this talk about this fire that's gonna happen. Like, that's like a huge part of the synopsis, and it's literally like minuscule to the story, so don't go into it thinking it's gonna be a big deal, because it's not at all. Not at all. That was my first Taylor Jenkins read, so it wasn't like make me want to go read more of her books, but I'm going to, because I know people like her other ones better. But some people put this on their favorite of the year. Never would I. But this one, the Mary Shelley Club, definitely a favorite of the year. You know, the order in here doesn't really matter except for these 2, because these are my favorite books of the year. If you haven't read this, please go read it. And you like mystery, please go read it. Even if you don't like mystery, please go read it. I loved this book. It was so good. And I'm sad I put off reading it for so long, because chef's kiss, it was so good. Monday's Not Coming, I really enjoyed this one as well, and I want to reread it after the twist, just so I can read it and knowing the twist, you know. I feel like that would just make it even better for me. I really enjoyed it though. It's just not like not a favorite. Yeah, because I was like kind of confused a lot of the time, and it made sense by the end, but I was confused a hot minute, so I'm not gonna put it in love, love, love. Ninth House, we're also gonna put in I See You. Enjoyed it. It was like my first fantasy of a long time, and it was a really good way to get into fantasy more, and I enjoyed it, except for like the first 100 pages or so. Pretty boring first 100 pages. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. But once you push past that, maybe 150. Once you push past that, it was really, really good, and I really enjoyed it. At first I thought it was just because I didn't really read fantasy, and I was like, oh, it's just my fault. But a lot of people have trouble getting into it, so just push through. I promise it's worth it. Sherry Lapina, Not a Happy Family. Here's the thing. Actually, maybe I should put this in You're Done. We'll decide that later. This was one of my most anticipated releases of 2021, because I've read a bunch of her books. I think there's only like a couple, maybe 2. I think at most 2 that I haven't read from her. And so I was like so excited for this book, and it was not that great. She has way better books. So it was like disappointing, but like, was it? So it made me mad in the way of like, I was really excited, and then it was and then it was kind of a letdown, but I'm not mad, you know, like I got over it. So probably put it there. I would recommend like other books by her 100%, way faster than I would recommend that one. People We Meet on Vacation. I'm just gonna be honest. I think Blackout's gonna be the only romance that ends up in love, love, love. Maybe one more. Romance is just always really hard for me to get into. I'm not like interested in the romance until we're like 100 pages in. So that takes me a while to get into it, just being honest. Then I usually quite like them once I'm into them, but it's just like hard for me to get into. So I really enjoyed it. Enjoyed People We Meet on Vacation, but I don't know if I can put it on the same level as the ones that are already on Love, Love, Love. You know? I don't know if it warrants that same level. Okay, for the first half of Pretty Little Liars, we're putting you in I See You. Most of the books in this half really enjoyed. They were fun, they were fast-paced, they were just everything I wanted them to be, quite honestly. You know, there was a few dud moments, but like overall, those first, I don't know, 8 or 9 books, I loved. They were great. Well, but they're not, again, they're not on the same level as like In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, The Mary Shelley Club, Ace of Spades, and Blackout. There's enough wrong with them that it brings them down to I See You. But still solid. The second half, however, the highest it's getting is Not Mad. I should have named this something else because some of these made me mad. This is also known as Perfectly Average. / average. Okay, we're gonna name you that because this second half did nothing amazing for me. It made me mad in certain parts because it literally just didn't make sense, and was just like not a good ending. But there also the TV series really didn't have a good ending either, so like yeah. I finished reading these in July of 2021, and I've been saying I'm gonna put a video out about the whole series since then, and that just hasn't happened. But I started planning it in like December, so I just need to keep planning it, and then it'll eventually happen. I just it's a lot. It's a lot. But yeah, I just feel like that's a very average second half of a book series. I took a long time talking about that. I feel like Sadie I quite liked, especially with the audiobook. Well, let's say part of the audiobook, no offense to the narrator, but I didn't really like the narrator for Sadie's parts, but there's a podcast element in this. You've probably heard about it. I feel like every booktuber has talked about this, but there's like a podcast element to it, and that's the part that I read. So I had the physical book and I read the podcast parts with the physical book, and the audiobook just made it really cool. But like I'd skip Sadie's chapters on audio because I didn't love it, but overall pretty solid. Southern Book Club's Guide for Slaying Vampires. I'm gonna put it in not for me. It could go in solid / average, but I just don't think that this was for me. Parts that I didn't like were like the horror elements, to be honest. Just didn't get it, didn't enjoy it. The parts that I enjoyed really had no horror to them. At first I rated this a 4, and then I think I lowered it to a 3.5, 3. This book just wasn't written for me. I was really excited because I know people really like it, but yeah, I just didn't get it, and I don't think Final Girl Support Group and book club one is the same for me. Like I know people don't like the Final Girl Support Group, but I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed, well, I don't know, I probably enjoyed them the same, but this one had horror elements that I didn't like. This one was more of a thriller, which is what I like. So Sweet Talk is an Audible original book and romance, and I actually think it would end up on Love, Love, Love. It was short enough that it didn't have anything that I didn't really like. I just thought it was cute. Like, I thought it was really cute, and it like boosted my mood when I read it or listened to it. I thought it was really cute, and I've been meaning to listen to the other one. It's like what are all those called, like standalone romance series, you know? So this was the second one. I didn't know that, but there's a first one, but it doesn't really matter. But I want to listen to the second one because I really enjoyed this one. The Best of Me by Nicholas Sparks. My mom has been asking me to read this since like 2012. I don't know, long time. And I finally read it. This is the other book that made me cry. And I don't know if it would normally make me cry, but I love this movie. The movie is really good. So, other than the the unrealistic casting, but that's okay. Like James Marsden, and I can't think of the actor that plays him when he's younger. Just they don't look anything alike. So that's the only thing that bothers me about that movie. But I really like it. But the movie and this are like different at the end, kind of. They have differences. So anyways, I had to read it because my mom was like, you need to know the differences. Anyways, I really liked the movie, so I read the book and I quite enjoyed the book, and it made me cry. So I have to put it in ICU because like stuff doesn't really make me cry. I don't know if I think I was trying to say this. I don't know if I would have cried if I hadn't seen the movie, but I did, so I cried. The X-Talk, I think I'm good with putting you in a solid / average. It was fine. I enjoyed it. But it had the same kind of thing with all romances where it took me a while to get into. But I'll probably read, this is by, I think, Rachel Lynn Solomon. I could be wrong. I'll put it on the screen if I'm wrong. But she's coming out with another book in January. The Weather Girl, I think it's in January, and I'll probably read that. I'm just not in a hurry to get it, which I'm not really in a hurry to get any books because I'm trying not to buy books. So. Okay, this we're gonna do the Truly Devious trilogy because this is the third one. So Truly Devious will put you in ICU. And The Vanishing Stare will put you in ICU. The Hand on the Wall will put you in solid / average. Truly Devious was good. I think it was a good first book, but like not that much happened, but I still enjoyed it. It is still good. Vanishing Stare, that's pretty much when everything happens with the mystery in this series. Like, for the most part, you learn a lot in this book, and so I think it's probably the best in the trilogy. The Hand on the Wall, and let me just say overall this trilogy is good, but I know there's a fourth book, but like the main trilogy is all I've read so far, so let's just say that. This trilogy is good, and I liked it overall. It was good, but I don't think it's like lots of people say it's like the best young adult mystery series. I don't know. I'm not. I'm gonna go with no. I'm gonna say no on that one. It was good, but I've read much better ones, and I think the hype for this made me like not like it that much. It was just overhyped, so it brought it down for me, because I was expecting like mind-blowing, mind-boggling stuff, and it just didn't happen. Hand on the Wall was it was good, but most of it had nothing to do with the mystery. It was like, this could have been a duology. Put more of what happens in The Vanishing Stare and Truly Devious, and put the important stuff that happened in The Hand on the Wall and The Vanishing Stare, and we're good. We could have avoided this third book. Should have been a duology, and then had like the Box in the Woods or whatever it's called, and continue it, but this main thing should have just been 2 books. But I am gonna read the Box in the Woods, Box in the Woods, I don't really know. But yeah, I'm still gonna read it, but I didn't get the huge hype of this. The Hating Game, not for me. Don't get mad at me. I know this is a really loved book, but I did not like the characters at all. Okay, I shouldn't say at all. There were certain points where I thought it was cute and like they were fine, but overall, Lucy's pretty freaking annoying. Pretty annoying. Joshua Templeman, too jealous. Too freaking jealous for no reason. A little like red flag. Red flag. And it's called The Hating Game. They hate each other for like 80 pages, and then the romance starts. No, I don't believe that they hated each other, because that was way too fast. And then they were just like obsessed. Like obsessed. It went so quickly, and I just didn't get it. And then when they were in their romance, and then they were like, I'm sorry, they end up in love, like that, spoiler alert, but like what do you expect to happen in a romance book? They love each other, but do they? Because I'm not really getting that. Lucy loves Joshua's body, okay, cool, you like his body, that's fine with me, but like you do not love him, you love his body. There was not one thing she ever said in this book that made me think she loved him. You cannot convince me that they were in love. I haven't watched the movie yet, because you have to pay for it here, and I don't want to pay for it. As for Joshua's like jealousy, I'm okay with jealousy in books, but not for a regular man like this. He's very, like, if we were reading a mafia romance and they were like hardcore men, he was jealous. Okay. This man's sitting here with his scheduled t-shirts or dress shirts, and he's jealous. No. And he's acting like that. He's taking her phone out of her hand and ending a call. No. You're not, no. Not allowed to do that. Not allowed to do that. Not a fan. I read a review today that said it just seems like the book seems very immature, and I do agree. I do agree. A lot of it's very immature stuff, which is fine to a certain extent, but it's just not for me. Not for me. Anyways, that was a long rant. The holiday swap I really liked, but I don't think I could put it on the same level as these. Very Hallmark, very cheesy, which I love. Nothing. That's not a diss for me. That's a great thing. But I can't put it up here. Inheritance Games though, I can put it up here. I really freaking enjoyed that book. I really want to pick up the second one, but again, I'm not trying not to buy books. But if I do buy any books soon, it'll probably be this one. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't like a 5-star, but that doesn't even matter. I still loved it. It just didn't like, it felt like I rate my books usually on like a feeling, and I don't really have criteria all that often, but this just felt like a 4.5, so that's what it was. The Maidens, I loved this book as well. I know people didn't really like it, but I loved it. I thought it was so good. It was also, I read this before I read The Silent Patient, and so it was my first Alex Michaelides book, and I really liked it. I thought it was so good, and I just love like the dark academia type of vibes, and just the whole vibe of it, the atmosphere of it was like a huge part of it for me. That just like, that's a lot of what made me love it, I will say. A Silent Patient I'll put in ICU, but it's like high ICU, but I'm not gonna do that because I'm not ordering them in here. It's like verge of love, but maybe if I read it before I read The Maidens, I would put it there, but I didn't, so. 13 by Steve Kavanaugh. Again, I didn't mean to. I really liked it, but I don't think I can put it at this level, but I really enjoyed it. It was such an intricate story, and it was like really cool to see it unfold, and yeah, I just really enjoyed it. Verity, loved, so freaking good. I 100% get the hype, no doubt about it. Great. We Were Liars, you're done. These are the 2 books that this category was made for. Never ever read this book. Never read this book. I'm just kidding. You can read whatever book that you want, but what was the hype for? What was the hype for? I got the twist so early in the book, and then it was just like, and I didn't like the writing. It just was not it. I probably would have loved this if I read this when it came out. I get that. I 100% agree, because that was like a long time ago, but we've grown so much in writing mysteries and stuff that it just is not it. There's a book on this list that I read this year that has similar vibes-esque, not really, to We Were Liars, that I liked better, and I read it before I read We Were Liars, so I don't know if I should put that in my head. Where the Crawdads Sing, this one's going here, and this category is probably made for this one as well. There was nothing's really like wrong with it, it just wasn't for me. That's the name of the category. It's just not the book for me. It just wasn't written for me and my tastes and what I like in books, which is fine. I can understand the merit of this book, so I could put it in average, but I just want to put it in not for me because this book is just not for me. It was disappointing because I thought I would like it more, but it's just like not my type of book. So Window Shopping I really liked, super cute, fun, quick read, really liked. And You'll Be the Death of Me by Karen M. McManus. I'm gonna put in solid / average. this was one of the only, like this and that Cherry Lapena Not a Happy Family book. These were like two of the only books that I was ever looking forward to in 2021. Both of them just didn't live up to the hype of their past books. So they're just gonna have to go in there because that's just where they're gonna have to go, because this was my least, I've read all of Karen M. McManus's books so far, and this was my least favorite of them. It was still like good, but like just was not the same level for me as her other books. But Karen M. McManus will have a place in my heart when it comes to reading, because like her books really helped me get back into reading, and really, yeah, so yeah, that's my list. And overall, this is the only one I'm questioning. I think maybe these two. These two probably could go in solid / average, but the ending to Good Girl Bad Blood made me so mad that it's gotta go here. This one, it just wasn't written for me, I don't think, so yeah. Alright, so that is my tier ranking of every single book I read in 2021. I think it was pretty good. Like, I can't overly be mad about that. Most of them were in the top 2 categories, so we love that. If any of these books are like your favorite and I put them lower, that's okay. Just my opinion. I'm glad you loved them. Overall, I really enjoyed year of reading in 2021. I had some really solid books, and this was my year of fully being back into reading, like reading the whole year, and I loved it. I had so much fun. Yeah, just put me right back into my love of reading, and I'm really happy about that. I have big hopes for 2022, so hopefully that happens, but hopefully you'll stick around to find out. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to subscribe and give it a big thumbs up. Both those would mean the absolute world to me. Comment down below if you've read any of these books that I read this year, and let me know your thoughts on them, and let me know what you read in 2021. Some standouts, the good, the bad, anything. My Instagram, Twitter, Goodreads, and Amazon wishlist will be linked in the description box below if you're interested in checking any of those out. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!